UNCA. I am your morning broadcast meteorologist, Danielle Snuffer. We're going to start off with a few weather headlines today. We do have some rain coming in tonight. We're going to go over those new drought conditions as we are still in a D2 drought. And then we're going to touch on the Mitchell wildfire and get some updates on that. So currently right now, this drought monitor was released with new data as of yesterday. And as you can see us here highlighted in that bold black right there, that is Macomb County. We are still in a severe D2 drought. So just make sure you're abiding all your burn laws. If you're a smoker, please make sure you're disposing of those ends and responsibly and properly. It won't take much for one of these gusty winds to pick it up and throw it into some dry brush and then just start another wildfire. So please be safe out there. Now moving on to Mitchell County's wildfire. So we are at 40% containment right now. The NC Highway 197 to Erwin, Tennessee has been reopened, and the Appalachian Trail near Indian Gap has also been reopened, but I do advise caution when going out there, as some of these conditions can make hiking a bit difficult. And then we also are on a temporary flight restriction in the area. So that brings us to our UNCA Econet Tower. This was taken at 7:45. This was during the sunset. You can see some pretty colors out there. You got that purple and blue. You can see a little bit of that cloud cover, but it won't hang out long as you get into the later hours of today. So now moving on to currently right now in Asheville, we're at 66 degrees. Tonight we're going to drop down to about 33. We have a little bit of that northwest wind hitting us at 6 miles per hour. Not much precip happening. Again, that sky cover is only at 11%, giving us those mostly sunny conditions you see out there right now. So tonight our sunset getting a little bit later at 7:48. You're going to get most of your daylight back today. Now taking a look at our satellite, this is just kind of confirming. If you look at us right here at that pinpoint, that is us here in Macomb County. And you can see some of that blue, that is your cloud coverage, but it's getting kind of broken up right there in our mountains. So again, we're not going to see much clouds today during the daylight hours, but as we get into tonight, we do have some changes coming. So that brings us to our evening planner. Again, here you can already start to see some of those changes. Happening at 5, we do have 81 degrees. It is going to be very warm out there, very hot. Make sure you're enjoying that while it's here. Then we're going to drop down to about 54 by 11, and our cloud cover is going to increase. So if you're a stargazer, tonight's not going to be your best opportunity, but as we go on throughout the rest of our week, there'll be another better chance. So now moving on to our overnight conditions. At 12, you're going to be at 52 degrees. We're going to drop down to 33 by 8 a.m. And then our sky cover is also going to decrease with that. So if you're a traveler or if you're a late night shift worker, your conditions driving for your commute shouldn't be too bad at all. Just make sure you bring a jacket to keep warm during that chilly morning you're going to have. So now going into tomorrow's look, we have a high of 69. Our temperature is starting to drop a little bit. We'll get into why in just a minute. Our low is going to hit us at 32. We're still having that northwest wind hitting us at 9 to 14 miles per hour, but our sky cover is going to be at 23%. And don't forget, we do have those gusts coming in at 32 miles per hour. Our sunrises happen at 7:20. So again, you're still not going to have to be the earliest bird out there to get out there and enjoy those pretty colors. Our sunset's going to drop to a minute later at 7:49. So again, you'll have mostly sunny conditions to enjoy your day tomorrow. Now looking at our precipitation trend, as you can see, there's not too much going on, but there's a couple highlights I want to point out here. On Friday, we do have today that 30% chance, but you're not going to see that coming in until about after 5 p.m. Then you're going to get pretty dry days, and as you get into Wednesday, that chance starts to increase back, but we'll keep you updated with that as we go on throughout the week. Now looking at our high temperature trend, this is something to look at now, isn't it? So we're going to have a bit of a roller coaster. We're going to start off today super hot. It's going to be the peak up there at 83 degrees. If you can, get out there and enjoy it before these showers come in a little bit later. Tomorrow we're going to have that cold front hit us, and that's going to drop us down to about 59 degrees. So make sure if you're outside, you do have a jacket with you. There's going to be some wind as well, so it's going to feel a little bit colder. And then as we get into the weekend, the end of your weekend and next of your week, you're going to start to increase again, and we're going to be back on those 80s by Wednesday. But I do want to go ahead and look at one of these precipitation maps just to give you guys an idea of how that rain's going to hit you tonight and to see how that low pressure system is going to affect you tomorrow. So as you can see, you're going to see this little green spot right there, and it's just going to drop down right over North Carolina. So that's all of your precipitation. Boom, hits us at about 7 p.m. and it's gone by 7 a.m. on the next day. So it's just going to be a little night shower. Make sure you have a jacket if you have any evening plans tonight. And then, as you can see, that little high pressure, watch him, boom, right on North Carolina. That is going to bring that dry air and all of those warmer temperatures. As you see us getting into next week, we get into the 80s again. That is due to that little blue high pressure system. So, weekend activity highlight, we do have our women's tennis team at UNCA. They're going to be playing against Campbell University at 12 p.m. on Saturday. So make sure you can check them out, support them. They'll be located here at 360 Asheville School Road. Make sure if you have time, you're bringing a little jacket and just supporting our teams. So that brings us to our 7-day. So as you can see, we do have kind of mostly sunny conditions, but there's a few little things happening within that. So let's talk about it. So today, again, after 5 p.m., about 7 p.m. is when you're gonna see those showers. Make sure the evening plans, you bring a little jacket. Saturday, we take that little dip in temperature. Again, keep that jacket close, but it's gonna be great outside. It's still gonna be sunny and a little windy, just gonna be a little cold. So still go out there, enjoy the day, swing by, support our UNCA women's tennis teams. And then again, as we're getting into the next week, that's when those rain chances start to pick back up and our temperatures. But there is still time for this to change, so I'll keep you updated with that as we go into the next week. That is all I have for you guys. Please enjoy this great weekend you're gonna have and watch out for those drought conditions. We'll keep you updated. And that's all I have for you. Good night.